So we are going to do activity on your Chromebooks today, so go ahead and get out your Chromebooks so you can start logging in. Because we're using our Chromebooks, let's go over some things that we need to know with technology. Remember safety. You don't need to give out passwords to anyone, don't give out passwords to each other, even login information for just your Chromebook. If any website asks you your name or email or anything like that, you don't need to give out anything that we use today. You shouldn't have to give that out for. So if there is something that's asking, then it's probably not something you should be on. Make sure that you're not cheating, that you are not copywriting anything or doing a copyright infringement. The first activity that we do today is something I bought off of Teachers Pay Teachers. So I have been given the right to share it with you because I paid for it and let her know, the creator, that my students will be using this, but you don't have the right to share it with other people or take screenshots and use it on your presentation. Does that make sense? Okay. If you do want to use some information from her PowerPoint on your final project at the end, then you need to give the creator proper credit and make sure you cite where the information came from. Okay. Last thing is etiquette and being responsible with how you talk online if you're communicating with each other, or if something online pops up and you're trying to communicate with help or anything like that. And on your final project, what you type as far as your explanations, you're not typing in texting language, okay? Use full sentences, use correct punctuation, proper capitalization, all of that. You're not cyberbullying. If you're working together as a group and you're working on Google Slides, communicating back and forth, don't say, well, that was stupid, that was a dumb comment. Okay, you're all working together. Make sure you're respectful of each other, okay? All right, so to start, we're gonna watch a vocabulary video, and it's gonna introduce the part of the rock cycle that is weathering and erosion. So voices are off, hands are off the computers.
The hole is huge. What you see today may not be here tomorrow. And it's only getting bigger. We wouldn't be surprised if by the end of this wet season, much of the lower portion of the spillway is eroded away.
The spillway, where reservoir water is released during rain events, is no longer a smooth track.
Water is a very powerful force.
Weathering and erosion shape and reshape the surface of the earth, and it's gonna keep going. Over time they might form a canyon, create an island, maybe wear down a mountain. They're not the same, but they're often confused. One wears down rocks and the others when they move. Weathering is wearing down. There's two types, mechanical and chemical. Here's what they look like. Mechanical, also known as physical, changes the shape and the size, but not the composition of the rock. It can happen when they crack on a root or by frost wedging too, when some water seeps through to the gaps in the rocks. Watch it freeze and expand. Another way is when some particles of sediment bump or grind on another rock. It's called abrasion. All of this results in crazy rock formations. But with chemical, rock composition changes through chemical reactions in a couple ways. Contact with acid rain, water, carbon dioxide, oxygen too, that's right.
What makes these changes creates shapes and reshapes the landforms found on our planet. But wears down rocks or moves granite. Weathering and erosion changes creates shapes and reshapes the landforms found on our planet. Might be slow, but it's dynamic. Weathering and erosion.
Yeah, but what about erosion? It's when weathered rocks are put into motion and placed somewhere new. That's deposition. Here's some different ways erosion happens. Listen. Water, wind, and waves move some rocks, or glaciers slowly change up their spot, or gravity makes them move down a mountain or hill. Typically gradual, but not always chill. Like with landslides, erosion gets real. Weathering and erosion happen at different scales of time and distance. May not see it change the planet, but think about this. Water carved the Grand Canyon. And the flowing water of a stream smooths out the stones at the bottom, no jagged edges to be seen. And at the beach, sand is weathered rock. It got smaller and smaller till it's nearly microscopic.
Don't believe me? Check out the coast of Cape Cod in Massachusetts. This is how much weathering and erosion have changed the shoreline in the last 30 years. And it isn't stopping anytime soon.
What makes these changes creates shapes and reshapes the landforms found on our planet. But wears down rocks or moves granite. Weathering and erosion changes creates shapes and reshapes the landforms found on our planet. Might be slow, but it's dynamic, weathering and erosion.
Okay, so you're gonna do an activity in just a little bit. We're gonna take a quiz on this first, and we can do it together. We don't have to do it on your own. Or well, y'all pull up vocabulary on your Chromebooks and y'all can just do the quiz. After the quiz, I'm gonna show you real quick what we'll be doing. Pull up here. You are going to do an interactive Google Slides. You'll work through this and make sure when you do it, you're viewing in a slideshow or it won't work. So you're gonna work through this, but I want you to make sure you pay attention to how it's set up, because you're gonna make something similar to this at the end of the lesson. So, turn the volume down, I didn't know there was music behind it. So, just like how they have this, and you click on each one and it shows you the information, you're going to create a presentation at the end to show what you know. One important thing your presentation has to include is a model of the rock cycle. And on this one, you can see that when you click on it, it tells you about each step and what is happening in each. So that's what your presentation is going to have to include. You can do it on a Google Slides like they did. You can use Prezi. That's a really good one that I would probably use. And I will show you later an example of what I did. But for right now, go ahead and do your vocabulary quiz, turn it in, and then we'll move on to your interactive assignment that's posted on Google Classroom.